up, guys? It's your boy Kell. It's your boy Danny with We Think We Know Football. Guys, hey, we about to go head to head here, all right? Now, I know you guys like the head to head stuff. This one's going to be pretty good. Obviously, some deep drama in the NFL right now with Sheduer Sanders and the NFL draft. Now, guys, I'm all about like general energy. I'm all about like the aura that an individual brings to a team. I think that can definitely bring someone down and it can definitely raise someone up. Now, I think that this definitely has something to do with Shador Sanders going into the draft. Now, Danny, let's go ahead. Let's break this down a bit. Obviously, I would say for those of you who don't know what happened, but I mean, dude, if you don't know what happened and you're a football fan, then you're living under a rock, or just don't call yourself a football fan. Obviously, Shador Sanders dropping to a
The fifth
late round
round.
20, yeah,
Fifth,
a
yeah.
25th pick. I think it was a 25th round pick. Oh, no, the 25th round
No,
pick.
fifth
25
round pick.
pick. Yeah, pick
Two
25 in
fifty
the fifth round.
something. Yeah, 25 to 150 something, whatever it was, but falling to the Cleveland Browns, the second quarterback drafted by the Cleveland Browns. They decided to take Dylan Gabriel. Oh no, it wasn't Gabriel. It was yeah, no, it was Gabriel falling to the first quarterback taken, and then the next pick taking Shador Sanders all the
Okay.
way to the mid fifth round, late fifth round pick. And
Okay.
I know Kellen is going to talk about attitude, but what I'm going to talk about is this player was obviously had a national perspective to be taken early. He everybody talked about him being taken in the first round. He was projected to be taken in the first round. How many of you and you, Kellen, expected Jackson Dart to go before Shador Sanders?
Oh, I'll tell you what. I didn't think that he was gonna go. I did not think, and I mean, like, dude. I mean, obviously, my dumbass thought that Quinn Ewers was gonna go before Jackson Dart. Like, honestly, and I mean, we talked about this. I freaking went
Yes.
to battle for that guy. I mean, like, and I mean, hey, I'll say I'm wrong when I'm wrong, and I was wrong, guys. I was wrong in that situation. Okay, obviously Jackson Dart, better player. The Giants obviously saw it. Granted, they are the Giants, so I mean, hey, chill out there, Danny.
That
Okay,
is a
we're talking
jinx.
about the
No.
Giants
I'm
here.
not. I'm not talking.
Okay,
I was just gonna say it's the Giants. All right,
I know it's
but
the Giants,
yeah,
guys. Okay, but I mean, at the same time, I mean, like there were plenty of teams that still, regardless, they passed up on Quinn, chose Jackson first. Now, it shocked me hearing Jackson's name before Shador, but let's hey, let's get into this, man. I mean, we're still just leading into this shit. Just to kind of give you a perspective, I think that Shador Sanders is drama. I think that he is the kind of guy that comes with so much baggage that it's just not going to click. I don't think that Shador Sanders is healthy for a team. Now, obviously, there was an NFL, either it was a recruiter or an assistant GM, that stated that he had a meeting with Shador Sanders, stating that he was very immature in his meeting, that he was very boastful, very prideful, and he wasn't that good. Like that's what he said, was that he wasn't that good. Danny's shaking his head right now. I don't think that this warrants a head shake. I do think that Shador Sanders is kind of someone right now that just isn't really an NFL caliber player right now. I mean, I just don't see it, and I really wanted him, like. I'm not gonna lie. Like, come like late in the draft, I was kind of hoping, like, you wanted to be funny as if he didn't get drafted, and what would he have to do? Like, go back to college and wear a different number because they retired his own jersey number? You know, like, imagine that happening. That's something to kind of like be food for thought. But okay, but Danny obviously thinks that Shador Sanders doesn't deserve that. He doesn't deserve the heat that he's getting. I mean, why, Danny? Why doesn't Shador deserve this heat?
okay. So he's obviously already had his number retired. He's gonna be a Colorado um, uh, Buffs Hall of Famer, and and like I was saying, and something that I can talk to you about personally about what we've talked about is that he was expected to go in the first round. You expected him to go to the New Orleans Saints. I expected him to
Yeah,
possibly go to the Pittsburgh Steelers or the Cleveland Browns. And for some reason, the national perspective flipped in the matter of moments. In the matter of moments, suddenly nobody believed that he was a viable first round pick. And
right.
I'm believing that there's possible collusion going on from the teams about whether or not he is viable because of what his character. Me and Kellen have been on a different spectrum of this because of how we feel about players' attitudes, and I don't think that you should put that much stock in. Okay, this guy is maybe a little bit underdeveloped in terms of attitude. I think that play matters. That's where I'm at, and this
This
guy
goes
should have
back to
been a
the
first or
Akeem
second
Talib thing.
rounder.
This goes back to the
Yeah.
Akeem Talib thing because Akeem
Yes.
Talib is a
Yes.
fucking prick, and you're like riding high on Akeem Talib. I was
I
like,
I
and
think that you
you're
need to be a
still
prick.
you're still you'll still die on that hill. Like you're still convinced.
Hmm.
Like I'm gonna die on that
Yes.
hill. Like Akeem Talib is a
Yep.
shit and stuff like that. In my opinion, I still think that Akeem Talib, at least he was a liability when it came to the Patriots. But that is besides the point. We have that video if you wanted to watch that. But going back to this, see, here's the thing, and they even said this is Kaepernick level media attention. Now, sometimes teams don't want this kind of media attention. One thing that these GMs did notice is that he's blaming his mistakes on other players, and he's taking these unnecessary sacks. Now, dude, he had Travis Hunter.
Did Kaepernick get blackballed? Is Sheduer being blackballed?
Okay, Kaepernick wasn't that good of a player though. Kaepernick,
He
the
took
reason
the Niners to a Super Bowl.
he didn't take the Niners to the Niners were a damn good team. But like after all this whole controversy of him taking a knee and shit like that, he didn't get benched because he took a knee. He got benched because he was sucking sack, dude. But that's another side topic we'll talk about. We'll have to bitch and moan about that later in a little bit. But like here it is. Like okay, like Sheduer Sanders is good because he has an amazing wide receiver. Now, who's going to be that amazing wide receiver that he has in Cleveland? Now, granted, he was dude, I mean, was he amazing at Colorado, or was he good in Colorado? And when he is good in Colorado, you're talking about he had a number one draft pick wide receiver in his wide receiver core, and he was good in Colorado. Now, he's not going to have Travis Hunter in the backfield. Or for his wide receiver core. He's not going to have any top tier wide receivers right now. Me and you both know that Cleveland does not have that, and they do need that. Cleveland needs a lot of stuff, including
Jerry Jeudy.
Who the hell's that? Who did he used to play for? Some stupid little team. Anyways, aside from Jerry Jeudy, who is like a damn laundromat, he's so fucking washed, in my opinion.
He's the same type of character who has a bad attitude. Yeah.
You know, I would take Jerry Jeudy's attitude over Sheduer Sanders' attitude. I would. I would. You can't tell me that Jerry Jeudy has a less detrimental attitude to a organization than Sheduer Sanders, because Sheduer Sanders is going to go there. He's going to flash his shit around. I mean, dude, look at his room. Oh gosh, here we go. Look at his fucking room when he got drafted. Like, honestly, like, if I'm an NFL GM, even if I had a list, and, like, I had his name at the top of my list, and it said, Sheduer Sanders, we're going to draft him second round, or we're going to draft him first round, second pick. And I'm looking at the TV, I'm watching the TV, and I'm like, hey, where's Sheduer? Is he going to walk out with us? And he's not even at the freaking place. He's sitting at home. But I know you, Danny, you're going to be like, that's a fucking power move. That's not a power move. It's called being a douchebag, dude. I think it's called being a douchebag.
No.
You call that a power move? What do you call that?
A bit of a douchebag move, but
a big douchebag move.
I don't take that into account for a player, because I'm looking at a player on the field. There's plenty of players who have bad character. How good was Antonio Brown when he was on the field? How good is Tyreek Hill, even though he's a douchebag?
Okay, are we talking? Are we talking post Vontez Burfict nailing him when he's running that cross route, giving him instant CTE and making him go off the
He was
freaking
good before
rails?
that. He was
Yeah,
good
he was good
before that.
before that, but he didn't have an attitude problem before that. After that was when he was like, oh, everyone's like, he's a fucking asshole because he is an asshole. Nobody likes Antonio Brown. Where is Antonio Brown right now? He's out
I
talking
like
shit about
Antonio
pregnant
Brown.
ladies and stuff. I like Antonio Brown. That guy's like a cartoon character, dude. I wish I had him on my team just so I could laugh at him. That guy is the most
No, he
unstable guy
doesn't. He
ever.
doesn't like Antonio
Oh
Brown.
yes, he is. I do. Okay, I like Antonio Brown because he's a lot. Like, okay, he's not a liability, but he's just fun to watch. Okay, I mean it's kind of like one of those things. I mean, okay, why do people like watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians and shit like that? People just want to watch that shit just to watch stupid shit happen. That's why I like watching Antonio Brown. I just want to see stupid
Okay,
shit happen.
so watch our last Aqib Talib video to hear Kellen say that he would never want Antonio Brown on the Patriots. All right. So
Again, no, I wouldn't. But do I enjoy watching him? I'll tell you what, like, you motherfucker. Okay, like
got you,
peak.
I got
Okay, peak Antonio Brown. Peak Antonio Brown. We're talking right now. We're talking peak Antonio Brown.
No.
I think. No,
You're
no,
picking and
okay.
choosing.
We're not talking about peak Antonio Brown right now.
You're picking and choosing.
Okay, all right. Now I'm picking and choosing. All right. Anyway, since I'm losing this fight, let's go ahead and go back to Sheduer Sanders. Now, Danny, so you're saying, like, okay, looking at his stats, I got his stats up right now. Okay, because Colorado, Pac-12, Big 12. Now completion percentage, he was at a 71.8 completion percentage. 7,364 yards, 64 touchdowns, 7.1 touchdown percent, 13 interceptions. Yards per attempt, we got 8.1.
Are you looking at the Colorado State stats or all 4 years? I have him at 14,347.
14,000. This is just for Colorado.
Okay, so yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, he was 8th in Heisman voting in 2024. Now, like, why do you think? Oh, okay, so what do you think contributed to him dropping the way he did then? Because I mean, the dude dropped like fucking nothing. Like all of a sudden he was on top of the world. Now he just drops out of nowhere.
And this is what I was trying to say before. To the national perspective and to Kellen's perspective before the draft started, Kellen expected him to go to New Orleans. I expected him to go to Cleveland or Pittsburgh. And all of a sudden, he drops to the 5th round. So could there have been a possible collusion going on between NFL teams because of the status of his character?
I think so. I think that he's too flashy. He's too annoying. And I mean, and I hate hearing, oh, well, they didn't want Tom Brady. They didn't want so-and-so. They didn't want this guy. And look what happened. I'm not comparing him to that. And so, with that being said, Danny, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to bookmark this conversation we're having right now. Okay, so first off, do you think he's going to start?
Is he going to beat out Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett?
Yeah, do you think he's going to beat them out?
Yeah, I do.
You do.
So I mean, is Kenny Pickett a starter in the NFL? No. Joe Flacco, he can be a starter, but he's lost his step. Okay. I think there is a viable possibility of Sheduer Sanders winning the quarterback competition in training camp. It is possible. It's possible. And this will decide the winner of this conversation into the future is whether or not he can beat out these past starters in training camp.
So here's what I'm going to do, Danny. All right. Here's what I'm going to do is it's April of 2025. Now, let's do, what do you say? We'll do
August,
March,
July.
August. Let's do
February
of next year.
March is in the past.
Okay, so let's do February 1st of next year. Okay. I'm going to add something on here on my calendar. I'm going to add, did Sheduer Sanders disappoint old Danny Boy? And we are going to find out. Okay, let's go ahead. Did Sheduer Sanders? All right.
I was right about Jackson Dart. I'm going to be right about Sheduer.
Okay, look, there it is. Don't want to show you my email so you don't freaking spam me, but there we go. Did Sheduer Sanders disappoint Danny Boy? We're about to find out. So next year, we're going to find out whether or not Sheduer Sanders disappointed old Danny Boy. I think he's going to disappoint him. I think he's going to do something, stupid. Like I said, I'm not on this Sheduer Sanders train. I think that he's a washed up, or I don't think he's washed up. I think he's just.
Not
I
as
think
good
he's a
as people
douchebag.
expected.
He's not as good as people expected. I mean, obviously, as many quarterbacks that went ahead of him. I mean, come on. And I mean, his demeanor, it's not good. Not shaking hands with players, ripping mouthpieces out of players, hitting ball boys' hands, not showing up to pressers. Just it's like, dude, that's not right. That's not right, Danny. Come on, tell me
It's
that's
the
right.
attitude, but
Oh,
and
attitude.
you know
Shit.
what I
It's
you know
an
what I got to
attitude.
say.
I'm a
You know
cornerback.
what I got to say.
Oh shit! I'm a cornerback. I gotta have. I'm that freaking punk ass mentality, huh? I'm the prima donna mentality because that's what the cornerbacks act. Cornerbacks are prima donnas.
I love it. I love it.
You love it, you fucking asshole. I love it. Anyways, guys. All right, Danny loves the douchebag quarterback mentality. Kellen is not having it. All right, and that is why I think that Sheduer Sanders did not get drafted as high as he did. I mean, hey, congratulations, the kid did get drafted. He is going to play in the NFL. I'm more happy for Travis Hunter, but screw that guy's girlfriend. That guy's girlfriend's a piece of shit. Anyways, that's another separate topic we could bitch about.
No,
later,
don't
but-
do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh, just kidding. Just kidding. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to talk about Sheduer Sanders' girlfriend. But, hey, or not Sheduer Sanders' girlfriend, Travis Hunter's girlfriend. Travis Hunter, you deserve better, buddy. You're a saint. I love you, Travis Hunter. I wish you were on my Patriots, but you're not, and it's breaking my heart because you're going to a team like the Jaguars. Anyways, guys, I love you guys. Hey, don't forget, like, subscribe, follow us. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Spotify as well. Our Spotify's really taken off as well. I love you guys, and hey, don't forget, keep the faith.